Today, we're gonna be making one of the healthiest things you can put in your body. Have you ever had bone broth? Well, I have quite a bit, and I enjoy it, but I go to Whole Foods and buy a lot of bone broth. I go through, I wanna say, a half quart a day almost, at least. I use it in my rice. I make bone broth rice, which tastes way better than rice just with water in it. And I drink it when I wake up in the morning because it has a lot of minerals and things to kind of rehydrate yourself. Good sodium, stuff like that, and really good collagen. One of the best things you can put in your body. You know, I'm spending so much each week on bone broth, and I feel like I don't really know where this stuff is coming from. Is it good bone broth? What am I actually drinking here? I've been thinking, how could I make my own? And apparently it's really not that hard. So today that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be making bone broth. What I've done is I've actually gone and, if you've seen the video of me and Lily making candles, Lily's not here today. We're gonna make bone broth together soon. Actually, we're gonna make candles soon too, which will be a fun video to do. But if you saw that, that video, I spoke about the raw milk hookup I have for my dairy products and different things. They also sell bones. And so we're going to be using bones from the Amish farm where it's small, not too many cows, and they're treated very well. So that's where these bones are coming from a cow from that farm. And I got 5 pounds of bones, and that's what we're gonna be using. So there they are. This is what's in my freezer currently. I have an ice tray that's empty, a roller, a gua sha, and a bag of bones. Literally nothing else except for an old glass Tupperware. Not sure why or how that got in there. But anyways, that's all it is. Beef bones. And so, let's see how this process goes. It's gonna be my first time doing it, so yeah, let's see how it goes. So first things first, let's set the oven to 400 degrees. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off by actually baking the bones for about 30 minutes to an hour to get them brown and baked up. I was a bit worried that, since they're frozen, how are they gonna do? But apparently, as long as you just put the bones, you can put them in straight from the freezer, and even we could put it up to 425. I might do that. I'm still thinking about it. It says put up to 425 if you want darker, and then spread in a thin layer, and let them bake for 45 to 60 minutes. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna try to make all the bone broth here today. Use all the bones. I'm gonna try to use about half. And that's what they look like here. All right, let's break these bones up. There we go. Whoa. Look at that thing. That's a massive old thing right there. That's a big bone. I'm gonna leave that in here for the next batch, which will be nice to have the second batch to be able to do. So I wanted to measure about how heavy all my bones were in general. I started to lift them on here, and then I was like, I have a scale, and I'd like to do about exactly half. So I just zeroed it out, and I have 82 ounces of bones, which is about 5.1 pounds of bones. So I'm gonna go with half of that. This big chunk alone, this is gonna be funny. It says 82 right now. This big chunk alone makes up almost half of the total weight, which is kind of funny. Let's take it off, take another piece off here, 42. And then we'll take a small piece off here. There, 40.98. That's about half of the bone. So that's about 2.5 pounds, a little bit over 2.5, which is great. And so yeah, the oven is ready to go. Let's put these in the oven. I put it on 420. All right. there. All right, well, now we'll put on the timer. And away they go. The bones are finished baking. They are in the oven, so let's take a look. There they are, nice and brown. All right, I'm going to chop up these vegetables, get them ready to go. What we're gonna be adding in is just pretty basic stuff. A few carrots, half an onion, a little bit of ginger, and some fresh garlic. We're going to put them into this fast pot, and then they're gonna be in the fast pot for 3 hours. And then we're gonna submerge it in filtered water. Carrots here. And you know, I'm not so sure if most people put like veggies into their homemade bone broth. I figure it can make it, you know, maybe it'll add some extra flavor to it and stuff like that, where if it's just the bones, maybe it's a little bit less flavorful. So I would probably like it either way, but might as well do it this fun way. And also, my goal with a lot of this kind of stuff that I'm making is to share it with my family and share it with friends. And if I can make it even taste an ounce more like something they're used to or something they like, then it'll get them into maybe making it and using it drinking it regularly, which is something really good for them. So that's my idea with a lot of this. I'm gonna chop an onion now. I have no idea. I use onions basically every day in my cooking. I cook all my own food now, but I have no idea how to actually chop an onion. Still never taken a, you know, never been taught, never been told. So I just kind of do it my own freestyle type of way, which is probably completely incorrect. But look, as long as I don't chop my hand and as long as I can taste a tasty onion, that's what matters to me at the end of the day. We don't want any of these kind of veggie flavors to overwhelm the bones. The bones are the most important part. My eyes are getting watery from the onion chopping. There we go. All right, now we got to move these to here. So let's get on that. I guess I could just take the pot out. There's a ton of like liquid that I just got on some of my shirt coming off the bones, which is interesting. Finally, I'm gonna put into this veggie a few cloves of garlic here, which will work great, hopefully. Here's our vegetables. Put those vegetables in. There we go. Now, veggies are in the pot. Apple cider vinegar, raw, unfiltered, organic. We've got our filtered water here, and it is time to put it into the pot. There's 2 quarts. There's 3 quarts. So hopefully that's not too much water. Hopefully it's enough water. I'm not sure. This is my first time doing this, so we're gonna have to see. These things, you lock them so that the top can't come off. Okay, function, we're gonna do soup/broth, and we gotta do a lot of time. I guess 99 minutes or 1 hour 39 minutes is the best we're going to be able to get. So what we're going to have to do is we want to do this for 3 hours total. I'll have to come back, turn it back, and check it when it's at, you know, about 2 minutes, just be around, and then add another 91 minutes. So let's turn it on. There we go. We'll be back in a bit. It has been a long time of cooking. As you can see, I just turned off the warm so that it's cooling down a tiny bit, and it is now 10:27 at night. I had it on the 99-minute limit, and then I was doing something and I didn't notice that it had ended, and I don't know, it must have been ended maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and then I had to come and add another 90 minutes, and then it's just been cooling and decompressing, or however it goes with this, for the last however long, 30-45 minutes. So it's been a long process. It's 10:30 now. I want to get to bed, but I'm gonna see this through, obviously, because this is really exciting. It smells amazing, honestly. It smells great, and I'm so excited. So what I got here, I have 3 mason jars, which are a quart each. I have more of those if it makes more. I have no idea how much is going to be in there. I haven't opened this pot yet. I'm going to do that with you guys. I'm excited to kind of get that reveal. And then, as I understand it, what I need to do, I have this mesh strainer here. I need to use this mesh strainer, and I need to strain. Maybe I need to strain the liquids from the solid. All right, so it was in lock. Now we're going to put it in unlock. And that is what we got. It smells great. Wow. All right, so I got a better light now. This is what our broth looks like here. You can see, look at this meat that is just coming off the bone. That's beef right there, and it just looks excellent. These bones look great. Oh, I gotta have it. I gotta do it, folks. Oh, it's hot. Okay. Straight from the pot. This is just a bit of the beef that comes off. Oh wow, that is so good. It's so tender. That's crazy. That's excellent. Lift this bad boy on out. Still a decent amount of broth in there. Oh my goodness, it smells wonderful. Oh, it's hot. Whoa, it's hot. Wow, that is really hot. It's excellent. I'm stoked. The rest of that is bones. That's the onions. That's what's still in the pot there. And finally we have our broth here. Look at that. I'm gonna let this sit and cool because it was very hot for about 15 minutes. Run, take a shower. So I may look a little bit different when I come back. And then when I come back, I'm gonna put these into these jars here. So if you see right here, this little stuff right there, that is bone marrow. So we're gonna have our scoop of that. crazy how you can really eat pretty much everything from like a cow if you want to. From most animals you can. So anyways, yeah. Then if any spillage happens like that, wow, okay. There is a full jar of bone broth right there. So there's the second jar. Right there. And now let's see how far we get into this third jar here. I think it'll be about half maybe. Oh wow. Okay, it's about 3 jars exactly. So there we go. That's 3. This was the last jar that I just did, but that's our 3 jars of bone broth that we have from our bones. So look, basically, we can do the bones again, bone broth again, and next time I do it, it'll be a lot faster. I'll have a better understanding of kind of what to do, how to make it quick. But this is the bone broth here. Really exciting stuff. It smells excellent. All right, let's have a little drink. It's really hot. So the jar burned my fingers, but the bone broth is actually a great temperature. It tastes great. Honestly, it's like, it tastes a lot different than, for example, whatever that is. That says it's bone broth or was bone broth, but it did not taste anything like that. So I'm really excited about this. All right, it's the next morning. Let's check out our bone broth here. I'm gonna have some for breakfast. So we got this one that we put in the fridge, and then we put the other 2 to freeze in the freezer. So now we got the rest of our bones right there. Anyways, pop this open. And you can see there's a nice layer of fat on the top. Top layer here is like fully solid. Sorry. So yeah, that's crazy. I did not realize that. And look, it is so, wow, it's very thick, extremely thick. All right, we'll have that. It's about 3/4 of a cup right there. So I guess we're gonna heat it up in this. Let it heat up a bit. And while we're doing that, let's do some wonderful raw milk for breakfast. I usually do some orange juice, a lot of liquids this morning. I gotta get more stuff here. I like to put some pomegranate juice in my orange juice, and then I usually like to do about 5 eggs, but this morning, we're gonna be very dairy heavy, and we're gonna have just some yogurt with bee pollen and some honey from right around here. So this is looking well. There we go. It's looking good. Let's have some breakfast. All right, and we are finally here at breakfast. Here's some bone broth, yogurt with honey and bee pollen, and our mixed juice of orange juice and pomegranate juice. So let's get a taste of a little bit of That's excellent. It is honestly, it is delicious. So I'm really happy with how it came out. It definitely tastes far different than the bone broths I've had, which are store-bought usually. So I'm really excited to be popping into this, and I'm probably gonna make more today, honestly. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.